Yeah, I just want to be the greatest.
This video is brought to you by Patreon show sponsor, your friend and mine, The3rd ERA, and his wife, Leslie Arambula. She's an author, a teacher, and an editor. If you need any of your work edited, please check out our website, lesliearambula.com. I will leave a link in the description below. It's your boy Hi-Fi Vega, back again, and this time we're here to check out and dyno the Kicker SX1250.1 monoblock amplifier. So this amp is about 23 inches long, 10 inches wide, and 2.5 inches tall. This amp has 1-aught power and ground inputs, and it easily fits this oversized 1-aught sundown cable. One thing I really appreciate about this amp is that it uses the same size Allen wrench for all the Allen head screws on it, and that includes the end cap, so major kudos for that. I really wish other manufacturers would start doing this. The speaker output section does accept up to 8-gauge wire, which it easily fits. You can see right above it, you can actually strap these amps together too, so if you got two of them, you can double your power. Very cool feature. Let's see what kind of power this does. This is the 4-ohms mono test. We are rated 312 watts at 14.4 volts, and we are using the 40 hertz track. Boom, we got 499 watts. We pulled 52 amps, and we were at 14.38 volts. We blow the rating out of the water again at 883 watts, 105 amps pulled at 14.33 volts. We came in at just under rated at 1231 watts, but we only had 13.8 volts. If we could have maintained that 14.4 volts, we certainly would have come in above that 1250 watt rating. If you're watching this video and you're thinking to yourself, hey, I'd like to see a little more of what Hi-Fi Vega does, you should check out my podcast, 12V Talk. We're live every other Wednesday, and I'm joined by the greatest, coolest dude on YouTube, Big D Williston, Willie Williston. You know who he is. Check us out every other Wednesday, 7 p.m. Central. This amp really tested the limits of my little test bench here. I had two batteries in parallel with the power supply, so we were able to maintain 13.8 volts, which is not bad. And this amp, if I could have gave it 14.4 volts solid, it would have done way better than rated, so no worries on that. You know, I'm pretty impressed with this amp. I like the features. I like like I mentioned before, all the Allen keys being the same. That's a big feature for me. I actually like the look of this amp. I like the blue and the silver. I think it's one of the better looking amps for this era. So I was pretty impressed with it. I've got a 4-channel to go with it as well. So I'm going to play around with this a little more, and I'll give you some thoughts later on, long-term thoughts, once I have it in the vehicle and see what it can actually do. But for right now, we do know that it does its power in spades. It's pretty efficient, and it's an impressive amp. So thank you guys for watching. Appreciate each and every one of you, and let's keep the conversation going in the comments. If you got any comments about this amp, if you want to see anything else, if you want to know anything else, let me know in the comments. Yeah, I'll catch y'all later. Oh, I almost forgot to do my little YouTube thing. If you're not already subscribed, please consider subscribing. If you like this type of content, that is. Click that little bell so you do get the notifications. That's up to YouTube. let me say, that bell doesn't work as good as it should. But enough of that. Click that subscribe button. Click the bell anyways, even though we know it doesn't work good. Thanks, guys. A quick shout out to all my Patreon supporters, but a special shout out goes to 6-star or more members: 2001 Monolithic, The 3rd ERA, G Nava, Joaquin Juarez, Paul Smith, Byron Chambliss, The Karate Guy, Jason Zemer, Travis McClennan, Brandon Hanna, William Berg, and William Inabit. For as little as $2 a month, you can get on the Patreon team and get exclusive Patreon-only content not available on YouTube. If you want to help me with my goal of reaching 1 new patron a month, please check me out, patreon.com/hi-fi-vega. Okay, one of the unique features of this kicker amp, the SX series in general, is this cool little display here. Now this is a bit of everything all in one, all the amplifier settings, crossovers, and everything is set right here through this. And if I remember correctly, if you link these amps up, you can get a controller and control all of them. So I'm not too versed on these amps, so I can't speak with authority on that, but I could kind of run you through some of the things that it does show you. And you set your gain through here. You can see it shows the volts it's getting. I've got it hooked up to a battery. We're getting a little over 12 volts. 79 degrees is what the amp is now. And this is after I've done all the tests, so this amp has stayed pretty cool. You know, even after I've done all the tests, it's still only 79 degrees. But you can, it has many settings. These on top here are all memories, so you can set a memory 1, 2, 3, and 4. You can customize them, change them any way you want. But there's many things you could do with this amp here. You go through the system, the voltage now. It shows you voltage now. You can also see the minimum and the maximum voltage it's seeing. Just by going down, you can reset the amp, lock code, display, bypass the digital sound processor. You can set your gain range here. There's 4 different settings. It's very involved, and really, I don't have a full grasp on how to set this up myself, so I cannot show you exactly how to set it up. I just knew how to set the gains and be able to adjust up to 12 dB after you set it. So it's a very cool feature. If you're nerdy like me, you like to get down and kind of play with this, you'll definitely want to download a copy of the manual if you pick up this amp. I wanted to open it up and show you amp guts, but it's got a fan in here that won't allow me to slide the chassis off. I did try to take it apart, but you know, I just didn't want to get into it too much. I wanted to make sure I had this video ready for you guys for Amp Test Tuesday. But as you can see, this amp performed beautifully. I couldn't provide it enough voltage to get the full 14.4 volt rating at 1 ohm, but it did great at 13 point something volts is what it ended up at 1 ohm. Fantastic amp. Can't recommend this enough. I tried it on a sub. It sounds pretty good. Obviously, I can't capture the sound of the sub as good as I wanted to, but it is what it is. And, you know, this is a cool amp. It did well, and, you know, this is kind of one of the cool looking amps I think that the Kicker came out with in this year range.